It is money to assist you in doing what you're doing either better or starting a small business. And we're going to be checking on to see that you're utilizing the money for the dedicated purpose. I warned people in 6 that the guys some of them were looking like they will go straight to the rum shop from the time they collect the money, and we don't want that to happen. So here it is to assist doing something. Like in last year, we did this across the country, and it was like 250,000. People could set up build a pen. They could start with 100 chicken. They have enough feed, so it could help you in doing something that will generate income and employment opportunities. Today, I'm not going to give you a long version of the speech that I've been making elsewhere about national development. The COVID period has been a tough one for the country, and it attacks our management capabilities, because when we got into office, we came in with high expectations and a lot of plans. But a lot of the attention and focus had to be spent on keeping our people safe. Nevertheless, as I pointed out elsewhere, we have moved our agenda forward in terms of the promise we made pre-election. We have implemented almost 90% of those promises that have been made have been implemented, from restoring the school kids grant and increasing it with 40% on the pension, the scholarships, or almost 11,000 scholarships, and then reversing taxes, etc. So we have done that in the COVID period. We've also focused heavily on planning the future and implementing the big projects to generate jobs in the long run. On the social side, you have a hospital that would be built. Where is it? Right at this spot here. At this spot, somewhere just maybe a stone throw away from here. That will be a 30 million US facility that will start before the end of the year. It would have 65,000 square feet, maybe 75 beds, 3 operating theaters, CT scan, everything here, right down here. So we've been mapping out all of this. I want to urge you to listen to when we speak a little bit more, when we have more time, to how we've mapped out this healthcare upgrade across the country, because it's not just in this region. 6 hospitals, 30 million each, 180 million across the coast. Then in Georgetown, a major children and maternal hospital, a world-class one for about 175 million. Those 2 projects alone, the 6 hospitals along the coast plus their hospital, would take up a whole year of the oil and gas money. But it's something that is crucial. We have to upgrade the quality of health accessible to our people. But it's not just there. We are upgrading Linden, New Amsterdam, Bartica, West Demerara. In the hinterland regions, we are also building diagnostic and telemedicine capability. We have to train about 1,000 new personnel for this sector. So it's a whole plan mapped out. On the education side, free university, maybe the 20,000 promise we made in the election will probably go up to 50,000 now, before the end of the 5 years, because we want more of our people educated. I laid out how we're working on shifting a lot of the momentum from Georgetown, where you have labor shortages in Region 4 and 3 now, because of all the activities, new hotels, buildings, oil and gas, the gas to energy project, everything in those 2 regions. Those 2 regions are about 60% of our population, but they're driving, they're powering forward. We remove all the taxes on machinery and equipment, on VAT on electricity and water and everything, and we've seen a massive supply response in terms of investment. There's 7 new hotels, and maybe another 5 within the next 2 years will start. They need 3,000 people to work there. We're going to do the training right here in Berbice at Fort Moran Training School. So lots of opportunities for people. But and here in the region, we're trying to shift a lot of activities to the Berbice River. The same energy that the Demerara River has now, with all of these facilities being built to start processing the oil and gas sector and servicing it here. That could create and link in this possibly with Brazil. Thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs. Palmyra, you're going to have 2 new major hotels going up there, a new stadium right here at Palmyra, just across the bridge here. So a lot of these facilities, paving of the new roads, we have a highway development program now that we'll see 12 lanes coming in from the East Bank into the city, a new major bridge going across the Demerara River. Eventually, probably in the next 5 years, this bridge would be replaced with one of those, a 4-lane high-rise bridge. Infrastructure for the future, co-investing. We're now started in the agricultural sector, expanding soya, corn. Before the end of the next 5 years, we'll be self-sufficient, possibly exporting these. We looked at wheat production because the cost, although we came out relatively unscathed on COVID compared to many countries that had locked down, we kept our country going and we still have a lower death rate than many of them. Our per capita death rate is half of the United States, because so we managed to come through this fairly well. We now have moved from 40 tests per day to 5,000, the testing capability. The COVID hospital that was empty, we put in the beds, ICU, oxygen. Now we have a capability to manage, train a lot of people. We scoured the world for vaccine. We came out relatively unscathed compared to many other countries. But we still have this overhang, higher cost of living now. Because of this, many of the factories around the world were shut down. So the things we import, you saw about a month, maybe 3 weeks ago, President Biden had to fly in baby food from other parts in the world using the US Army because they have shortages in the US. But this is happening, the prices are going up. Oil and gas prices went up from $28 a barrel to, in 2015, now $120 a barrel. Some countries have banned the export of commodities like oil. Malaysia, Indonesia, these places used to produce most of the world cooking oil. Cooking oil has made double, the price is double now because you can't import, scarcity, so the prices go up. Same thing happening with wheat and stuff. So it's we're still suffering from the after effect of the COVID, because until those countries start opening up back and start operating like we have done, their factories and stuff will not open, and we import. Remember, we import a lot of these things. So, but it's going to come back down. Right now, we launched this program to employ about 10,000 persons, part-time jobs they're getting. So a lot of them will now have employment in this region, 1,000, but we probably have to increase it. So a lot has been done on this area, supporting business, ventures, etc. And this year is going to be an annual thing. Minister Onej Waldron is in charge. She does is trade, tourism, and industry. She runs that ministry, so they can then help people at the technical level. But we are trying to provide some little financial assistance, and this will happen over time for people to grow their business and stuff. So I just wanted to say, make the full use of this. We're hoping these small things can keep people going, their families, and then eventually grow with government support into bigger business where you can employ people. That's what we need. So I'm not going to speak much longer. I just want to drop in and say good luck, and I hope that when we come back to check sometime in the future, that you have something going, in some business going. All right then. Thank you very much. If there is any question, you can ask me any question. I didn't make a speech because I'm sure you've heard and you know, and you've been reading and following all the negatives and everything. We don't pay attention too much to the negatives. If we bother too much with people who are negative, we can't take our country forward. So we don't worry too much about all this griping that you hear from too many people. who didn't do anything when they were there, but now they have an opinion on everything in this one. We live in a democratic country. People have a right to say these things, and we will defend that right. But it doesn't mean we have to believe it. And that's why I keep asking people to read for themselves. There's a deluge, a flood of information from every source, TV, radio, newspapers, and then the internet. And 90% sometimes are misleading. If you follow them, we can have the sustained progress that we wish for our country. And so you have to be more nuanced and also discerning in your approach to processing information. So that's all I'm going to say. If there is anything you want to raise or any policy you're not clear on, any government policy in any sector that you want clarity on, please ask me and I can then speak a bit more. Thank you.
So we have a mic going around. Sandy has the mic. So who's the first person?
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. Members of the head table. My name is Israel Ross of Lot 1741 Village, West Coast Province. I've been a cattle farmer and a rice farmer. I have over 120 heads of cattle. And I'm squatting on a piece of land at Van Better. And right now, and for the past 3 years that we have in water, no drainage. And I'm asking, I have several applications at MMA. And during the last administration, I've been occupying about 400 acres. And the previous administration, they gave one person 600. Who can I give another person 600? And the 300 acres in there, they didn't tell me anything. I'm 65 years old. I'm planning to sell all these animals because what will I do? I'm also a businessman.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So
BP.
no, yes, but give your name. Anyone who has an issue that you want me to follow up on. So we've been going across the country and we've been hearing a lot of problems. People can't get their leases. The NIS, they have a problem with NIS, some employment issue. So what we've done, we've built a unit at the office of the president that would follow up on some things. Now, not everything we follow up on can we resolve, because some issues we can't fix. Some like dispute between two brothers about a piece of land, and it's in the court and they want us to sort that out. So, but we will follow up on everything. So to help me be able to follow up and to help you, you please make sure that I have my staff here, Steve at the back, and there are some others with him, Dwayne and the others. Dwayne is there, that they can all we need from you is your name and number. Because the unit from the office of the president will call you and then find out and document the issue. So you don't have to raise the personal problems here. That's why I was hoping to deal more with the policy issues and the personal problems. Because if you tell me, I still would not remember everything unless you give a name and a number so we can call you back. So anyone who has any of those issues to raise, please give them your name and number. That's all we need from you. And then you'll get a call. You'll get a call from them. So.
Pleasant good afternoon to the head table. My name is Nancy Ramshan and I live at Blaymont. My problem is that we the people in Blaymont, we are not having good water. The entire community, we has to buy 2 bottles of water for $300.
Okay, so water issue, Blaymont, yes. All right. So make a note about that so I can get Minister Colin Crowell or Susan Rodriguez to look into this. And anything else? Anything on policy? I'm hoping that you're more interested in business development and policy making and all of that. What are the challenges? What we can look forward to on policy side? That's true. Nothing? You're all just waiting for me to leave, yeah? So that you could, that's what I sense, that you all, so you could leave early, that you collect the grant, right? So, yes, sure. So, all right, well then, if you don't have anything, I'm happy to go. But please make full use of the opportunities, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.